Alright, what's good with y'all? It's KJ Lee and I'm back on another vid. So now I want to just give y'all the Navy Fed method. Now this method is very easy, it's not hard, it's 100% legal. So anytime I tell people on Instagram and stuff, I be putting stuff in, people think I'm just scamming. This is not legal. This is very legal. All you have to do is just have good credit. Now the hardest part with Navy Fed, the Navy Fed method, is to get into Navy Fed because you have to know somebody who's affiliated with the Army or the Navy who's been in there. Now, or you could do a other method. You can call them and say you had a dead relative in Navy Fed, like you had a dead grandparent, you didn't have his information. And you can just try to run that script. Now, some callers may deny you on it, some may let you in, you just got to keep doing it. But basically, here is the play. I'm going to just give y'all the play, it's very easy. Now, this is really with anything, any credit union, anytime you want to get funding, even if you want to try to get funding on the business side, using your personal to get a personal guarantee, you want to have a profile that looks like this, 0 derogatory marks. If you have anything over 0, you're going to have to do credit repair. Plain and simple, like if you have one of these, you're going to need credit repair. Now, with me, you can either pay me to do it, or you can just simply just get one of the letters and do it yourself. Regardless, it doesn't matter to me, but you're going to need credit cleaning regardless. 2, you're going to need 3 and under inquiries. Like no more than 3 inquiries. This is really for any other credit union. Because once you have more than that over a 2-year span, the banks are now starting to look at you like, man, why do you need all this funding? This is the personal side too. Why do you need all this funding? They're looking at your report. He tried to get from Amex, Chase, him. If I know that you're going around asking for all this money, it seems like you need it. So no, even if you have a score in the 700, if you have that many inquiries, right, they're going to see that. 700 plus. Now this isn't very hard. Just pay your cards off in full by the end of the month. This is not very hard to get in the 700s, but a lot of people, their scores messed up. You got to do credit cleaning for that. Like, there's really no avoiding it, especially if you got a lot of inquiries and derogatory marks, right? And because I know people who've been in the Navy, who've been in the military, been in Navy Fed, they've applied for the Navy Fed card and their score was like in the 600s. And they got a 5K limit. Think about that. There are people with Navy Fed who've applied for the Navy Fed card, right? They applied for the card and their scores in the 600s and still got 5K. They literally still got 5K. Like nowhere else, no other bank is doing that. Usually I see people, they'll get like the Capital One or something and they'll only get like a $500 limit. Navy Fed is one of the best credit unions for blessing people. Credit unions are just going to give more than a typical bank. And there is a site where you can get into a credit union anywhere in the United States. You just got to pay a fee with them. Now, you want to have utilization under 10%. Like I said, you want to have your profile looking good for the banks to look at. It's just like this. If you go to the club and I want the best probability of having a good night, trying to get the best looking women possible, I'm going to need that cut. I'm going to need that retwist. I'm going to go put on the fit. You know, I'm trying to make myself look as good as possible. So then when I pop out, I got all the badges and I'm him. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when you want to apply for a card. You want to try to make sure you have your profile looking as clean as possible. So when the banks come and look, they're like, okay, like he doing this. He got 0 of this, less inquiries. Like, man, let's give him the bag. That's usually how it goes. And it's literally this easy. But see, when we're associated with credit cards, people just thinking scam, because the scammers are posting about credit cards. But credit is very legal. That's a discussion for a different day. And like I said, now when you do get with Navy Fed, if you're working a job or you have a business, you want to deposit money frequently with them, building a relationship before you apply. Like I said, when you get into Navy Fed, do not just apply off rip. You want to build a relationship with these credit unions. Like when you're putting money down with them, you're saying, oh, okay, I mess with y'all. I mess with what y'all doing. I want to build a relationship with y'all when you're depositing money in there. So you get into Navy Fed and you're working, like make that your main account because Navy Fed has great auto loans and great mortgages. Like their interest rates are very low. That's why I love to get people into Navy Fed because it's very good. Once you do this, you have no collections, no charge-offs. You build a relationship. Your profile looks good. You can go ahead and hit for this card right here. Let me go get it. So you can either apply for this, this card right here, the cash rewards card that I like to get people on. Or, now like I said, you can get this card right here, the cash rewards card. This is a very good card. It gives out very high limits, right? See, look. Now this card, if you're maining Navy Fed, that's your main bank. Once you get Navy Fed, that's your main bank. You can get up to 1.75% cash back on all purchases. Like, if this is your main account, you can get 1.75% back on all purchases. Now, that's all it really gives back. It doesn't have too many other benefits. There is another Navy Fed card that gives out good benefits. I've seen people get 10K with this card too. Right? Look at the benefits. 3 times points back on restaurants, 2 points % on gas, and 1% purchase back on everything. Right? Now, I've seen people get this card too, but it's a fact that if you just run the play right, you have your profile right, you've done the credit cleaning, then you can be prepared to hit for 10 plus K, 10 to 20K with this. Like I said, it's on my channel, it's literally on my Instagram too. One of my homeboys literally got approved for 20K line of credit with Navy Fed. He was already in the military, right? He had everything. Look, let's pull it back up. He literally had all this. He had nothing negative on his report. He wasn't applying for cards. He had like a 726 credit score. He already had a relationship with them. So then when he applied, he hit. And then all his military friends, they were getting like 5K limits and stuff because they were applying early. They didn't build their profile up. So you want to build your profile up to hit good on these type of things. Now look, that's the end of the vid, man. If y'all mess with this vid, y'all can go ahead and subscribe. If you need credit cleaning, you can go ahead and hit me up. If you want the latest, you can hit me up. I will be having a website soon, probably this weekend up. If I don't, that'll be very bad on my part. Now, if you want more information, go ahead, like and subscribe, and I will be out.